What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Coach Kai coming at you again. Some more bangers, giving y'all some more gaming value as always. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you are new here. Turn those post notifications on so you never miss a new video, man. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about why staying comfortable is unattractive as a man, as you can see by the title. So first one we're going to be talking about is having no room for growth, fellas, right? So when you get comfortable, when you have, when you're in that mindset of just staying stagnant with your life and not improving or digressing in all areas of your life, you start to feel, demotivated, and then that's why you start to wonder why you're not improving, why you're not, going after your goals, why you're not being ambitious, why you're not, getting the things that you want in your life. It's like, you want them, but you're not willing to put the work in. So how do you expect to achieve the goals if you're not putting the work in and the foundation behind it, right? So that's why it is really bad to get into that type of mindset, because you're going to always, get into that depressed mode, and you're not going to be able to, increase your value as a man. You're only going to stay stagnant. You're not going to, get to the top where you want to be, where we're all trying to be, right? So we're trying to get to that top 10, 5% as a man. All those men, none of them are ever comfortable where they're, at. Even if, no matter if they have the most money, the most women, anything like the most cars, properties, anything like that, they don't care about where they're at currently. They're still trying to improve their life, abundantly in, for the future, right? So it doesn't matter, how successful you are today, how successful are you going to be from the next 5 to 10 years from today, right? So that's what everybody, who's successful as a man looks at. So that's why it's very important, even when you do celebrate the little wins, go back to the drawing board and think, we got to go bigger, we got to go better, right? So those are all important aspects, when you celebrate success, right? To not get into that mindset, because that's very, bad to get into, not wanting to improve growth and then just staying stagnant. So next one we're talking about is small-minded, right? So being small-minded, not thinking bigger, not thinking negative on yourself, not thinking, oh, what if? I hate when people say what if to me, because it's like you're already starting off negative to where how can anybody help you, or how could you get to the top if you're already thinking what if? How can I, right? You should be thinking when you do, right? Because you are in control of your own life, not everybody else. So how can you have that mindset of that negative mindset of saying to yourself, what if, or what if I can do that? What if I can get that? What if I can achieve this? Never have that type of mindset. Always tell yourself, I always tell myself when I do, because I know the ambitious man I am. I know the mindset that I have, and I know it all comes down to the discipline that I'm willing to, improve in my life, and, the work that I'm willing to put in behind it and the effort, right? So it's like, if I know that I'm an ambitious person and I know that I'm confident enough to achieve anything that I want in my life, then there's no point in me saying what if, because I know I'm gonna get it. It's just, it's God's time, and it's not my time, and it's not when I want it. It's, when it's given to me, and when I've worked enough, to achieve whatever it is that I want in my life and what I want going for me, right? So that's very important, that it's little things like that, really focuses on where your life is going to head in the near future, that you tell yourself, because you might not think it's big, but it really is. At the end of the day, G, you have to understand that when you tell your brain what if, or you doubt yourself. And that's why confidence is very big, because when you don't have that confidence and it's already going to your brain, you already thinking to yourself, I'm never going to be able to achieve it, I'm never going to be anybody, I'm never going to be successful one day, I'm never going to be rich, I'm never going to be able to take care of my parents, I'm never going to be able to take care of my family. You start to put these things in your head. That doesn't help, right? So it's very important. It all starts with the mindset. It all starts with your mindset and your heart, but listening, whatever you listen to, whatever, you're telling yourself in the inside of your head is very important, because the mindset is everything. If you don't have the mindset to achieve it, you're never going to get there, right? So that's why I always talk about shifting your mindset, because the first thing that needs to go is that bad negative mindset, because if you have that, you're never going to get anywhere. And if you do start doing something with your life, it's only going to stay, to a certain degree or level. You're never going to take it to the top priority, and you're never going to take it to where you actually want it, or you're going to go off track at some point. You're never going to stay, at one point in your life and stay, on a straight line. So you're always going to be ropes and curves and jumps, right? And hurdles, right? But it's like, if you have that type of mindset, you're only wishing that upon yourself. You not having that mindset of, okay, I can do this. I know I can do this. Just one day, it don't matter how long it takes you. Just know one day you will get there. having that type of mindset will keep you on a straight pattern to where you're headed, right? So next one we're gonna be talking about successful people not wanting to be around you. Gee, I don't know about y'all, but you know, if I'm super successful, why would I want to put somebody who has a negative mindset, who's not, you know, confident? Why would I want them around me? That's all gonna rub off on me. So you start to block your blessings when you start to have that type of mindset to where, you know, you do not want to, you don't know if you want to achieve something, or you don't know if you're confident enough to get there, right? When you start to have that mindset, people start to pick up on things, and especially if you're saying these things out loud. This is why it's very important not to tell everybody your plans. Gee, it's very important. Do not tell everybody your plans. It's okay to, you know, give them a little something here and there, you know, but don't go, you know, forcing it and telling everybody what you're gonna do with your life and what you're gonna, you know, be and this and that, right? What investment you're gonna take, and you know what, like, don't go doing that, because that also puts pressure on you. And at the end of the day, if you're speaking negative into existence, people are going to pick up on that. And this is why, you know, mentors and other people who are successful aren't going to come your way, because it's like, man, you don't even got the mindset. You don't even got the mindset to you know, believe you'll achieve it, right? It's like a successful person doesn't want to be around a negative person who's always saying what if, or I don't know if I can, or there's no confidence. So that's very important that you come in all realistic scenes with that confidence, because I guarantee you people will pick up on that immediately, right? If I'm in a gym, right, and I see one of y'all, let's say somebody's overweight, right, and then I'm not judging them based off their body, right? Yeah, did they make some wrong decisions in their life? Maybe they did, but who am I to judge, right? So it's like, don't judge them off their body. I'm not going to judge them off their body, but like, once I start to really open up, okay, so what are your plans? What are you trying to do with your, you know, your weight? What are you trying to do with your body? Like, what are your goals with that, right? What's your fitness journey goals? And the first thing they say is, I don't know if I can. Jay, I don't want to train you. I don't want you to be my client. You know what I'm saying? Why would I want somebody to be my client if they don't even have the mindset to, you know, want change? It's like they want change, but they think it's going to just come like that. It don't come like that. Right? And how can something come to you if you don't have the mindset to, you know, put the work ethic behind it? It just doesn't work like that, G. So last but not least, we're going to be talking about risk of losing your relationships. So this could be dating, you know, friendships, any type of relationship with family, you know, but mainly dating and friendships, okay? Because I know you know, older adults, this is what, you know, the relationships we kind of typically go through on a day-to-day basis. So I don't know if that's romantic relationships, you know, dating, friendships, anything like that, right? So not only that, but when it comes to dating wise, you don't want a woman to look at you like you're a softie, or like you are not as confident as a man, because as a man, that's our job. We're supposed to be confident. The women are more feminine. They can be less confident, right? Like they say, some women say, oh, you know, I'm not as confident, or, you know, with my looks or my weight, whatever, da-da-da. Okay, but as men, we kind of look at it like, oh, that's okay. You know, we kind of skip over it, right? But as a man, we just don't have that opportunity to think like that. We can't afford that as a man, right? Because that's going to have the woman to shift her mindset about how she feels with us, and that's going to eventually have them get turned off and not even want to mess with us no more, right? So it's like you're losing, you know, that woman that you like because your mindset is not there and your confidence is lacking, my guy. So it's like, it's very important, you know, that you don't think like that and say these things around a woman that you're romantically in a relationship with, or a friend, because that's also going to shift, especially if they're on a like successful path and they're actually trying to change and want better for their life, and their mindset isn't the same as yours, and they're actually like, oh, I'm gonna get it done. Like, I'm gonna get that, you know, whatever it is that they want in their life in a couple of years or a couple of months, whatever, and you like constantly putting it down because you feel like, oh, you can't do it, but they feel like they can. A friend is eventually gonna get over that and get fed up, and eventually y'all just start to fade, just like this. It happens all the time. So it's very important, you know, iron should sharpen iron. If you feel like your friend is over here, you know, being on their grind and being on their purpose as a man, and you over here kind of holding them back because your mindset is, you know, kind of beneath them, you don't need to, you just say, man, just let the distance go, right? Just be like, respect it, and like, man, I'll see you at the top eventually. But like, I feel like I'm not mentally there. You know, don't be jealous of, you know, your friend's mindset because they got their life going and they have their mindset shift and they're heavily disciplined, right? Don't be jealous, don't be envy, right? So why wouldn't you just let them go and see them at the top, just like that. That's what I would do if I had that mindset of negative. Why would I want to bring somebody else down who's close to me just because I'm feeling down? Why would I want to do that? So that's what a lot of y'all don't do, right? We try to hang on, and no matter if it's relationships, friendships, right? We try to hang on just because how we feel, but they, are on their stuff and they on their grind, they on their purpose. So we gonna hold them back with our holding back. So that's very important. Do not do that as a man, right? You should want to see everybody around you succeed and get this money together. I was just talking to my boy the other day. I was like, what is the point of being at the top if you can't be at the top with everybody you close to, no matter if it's friends, family, your woman, whatever it is, whoever it is, right? What is the point of it? What is the point of having all the money and the fame and the status and, celebrating if, at the top, it's lonely and you have nobody to celebrate with? You should let everybody around you want to be successful, because what is the point?